Every progress counts. There are three words I have whispered to myself over zillion times. Every progress counts. It's my mantra, my prayer, my power fuel. Not when I'm on fire and motivated, color coding my life's project and conquering the world before 9 a.m. I whisper it on the days I don't want to do anything or something specific at all. You know those days? We have all been there. This story is about how I overcome it. The Socks Mountain. Some task looks gigantic, such as moving, packing, and unpacking boxes. I moved to 7 cities over the last decade, packing up your whole life each time. Immigration paperwork that feels like an absolute second job just to complete. Big work projects with pressing deadlines and countless critical decisions. Then there are day-to-day small things: laundry and folding, dishes, cooking, grocery shopping, cleaning, scheduling appointments, paying medical bills, calling insurance, or sending that one email. Somehow the big things feel like mountains, and then the small things also feel like, well, very steep hills. As we all know, our energy is not the same every day. Our enthusiasm, our motivation, our mental clarity, our drive, they all fluctuate daily, hourly, even some days I can build strategy decks, cook dinner, and plan my entire year before lunch. Other days I would genuinely prefer to sit on the couch, eat ice cream, and watch a movie that will take me to another dimension. During those days, the dishes don't go away, the paperwork still exists, the not working out guilt still lingers, and the dreams are still waiting to be acted upon. So I repeat to myself, every progress counts. Lowering the bar to get started. On low energy days, I don't aim to conquer the world. I aim to fold one piece of clothing. Just the one. If I fold one, I have one. What usually happens? One becomes five, which becomes 10, and suddenly the entire basket is done without me realizing when the shift happened. If I unpack one fork, I might as well unpack the drawer. If I take out one ingredient, I end up cooking the whole meal. If I book one meeting, I roll over to respond to two emails. And then somehow 8 hours have passed and I have had a productive workday. Momentum is sneaky like that. It doesn't announce itself, but builds quietly. The only trick is to get started with absolutely anything related. The starting is the real struggle. Starting is always the hard part, not the middle or the end. Starting, just getting started, which means opening the laptop or document, pulling out the laundry bag, cutting open the box, or finding the first ingredient. I have just recently come back from vacation where I didn't write for a couple of weeks and thought, great, I have lost it. I lost my juju. I have a writer's block. Well, the narrative in my head are not actually true, and the only way for me to prove my own thoughts wrong is by doing. Even a tiny bit of doing, because any progress, absolutely any, counts. So I write one word, one idea, which becomes a sentence, which turns into a paragraph, and eventually an entire blog post. And then suddenly the juju is back. And even on days it doesn't come back, I still did something. I'm slightly ahead of where I was yesterday. I gave myself a head start. That matters. The invisible progress. The hardest part about big things like immigration paperwork or long-term project work is that you don't see immediate results. In case of immigration paperwork, you collect documents, print forms, compile folders, and it feels endless. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you don't see a finish line. So I zoom in. One folder, one document, one small item. If that's all I do today, that still counts. For work projects, someday all I tell myself is I just have to show up to work, sit on my desk, get a coffee, and open my mail. The rest kind of falls into places, and I bag myself a full day of productive work. Showing up matters, and that's all you need someday to get started before you realize you have, in fact, made a huge progress since yesterday. We underestimate the power of stacking small efforts. They look insignificant in isolation, but stacked, they move mountains, especially when you don't feel like it. For the days you barely want to get out of bed. Some days we are unstoppable. Other days we can barely get out of bed and forget about the entire to-do list staring at us. And on those days, you do not need to conquer everything. You need to start something. Just one thing. When I don't feel like going to the gym, I tell myself I'll just put on my workout clothes and walk out of my home. And that's how I get a whole hour of workout done. When I don't feel like tackling a big project, I tell myself I'll just open the file. When I don't feel like writing, I tell myself I'll just type one sentence because every progress counts. Not just the big, shiny progress that people clap for. The quiet progress, invisible and boring progress. That's the real foundation. And this has worked for me in everything: big decisions, small chores, career moves, legal work, writing, life, being a mother. Just showing up is all I need to do to get started, especially when I don't feel like it. I don't really pay so much attention to my feelings. I just try to act on a tiny bit at a time. Takeaways: your energy is not constant, your action can be. Starting is the hardest part, making it small enough to start. One tiny action can create unexpected momentum. Invisible progress still counts. On low motivation days, aim for movement, not perfection. This is Maisha Taranno, and thank you so much for listening to my blog post and coming to my podcast. I am so happy that you're here.